You know, the
Well,
general feeling leaving the road is that people are saying, they come up to me, and I don't even know how, I think I know what they mean, but they say, Drew, it just feels like the Cadets again. It just feels like the Cadets. And of course, we're wearing a different uniform, a different costume, and it's a different design group of people. But I take that as a huge compliment. It's cool, and it's hard to put it into words. Is it velocity? Is it drill? Is it music? Does it have a sense of inherent emotion? Who knows? But when someone comes up and says, "Hey, man, it just feels like the Cadets are back," and that's what we care about, and you're like, "All right, okay, I can take that," and I take that as a huge responsibility, but also as like a huge affirmation, especially I don't know in the midst of a crazy past 6 months, right?
oh, absolutely. And I got to tell you, when I saw you the core in Orlando,
Okay.
and I had the same reaction. I was like, this just feels good to me. And I think also everybody was worried about the core. I mean, we all love the cadets. We all have a personal, emotional, association with the cadets. It's one of those cores that we all love. So I
Sure.
think the fact that you guys have like sort of managed the storm, the core is out, the kids are doing great, the show is great. People are just so happy to see that the cadets are going to be okay. Honestly, and I
Yeah.
know that you guys have gotten a real outpouring of support. I know.
I mean, there have been days where there have been shows where we're coming on the field, they're coming on the field, and the core that is leaving the field stops
Hmm.
and stands at attention. And cores don't do that anymore. Cores don't stand at attention anymore, or they stop and they clap, or you know what I mean, or you're coming in, the core is coming into the field in what they call the traditional prayer block. And you have these people in the audience who just start to clap when the core comes on the field, and uh, those those aren't those aren't little things. Those are great. And you know, at the sound of sounding really cliche, like what the world needs now is love, sweet love, or what the world needs now is unity, sweet unity. Whatever it is, I think it's an honor for these kids and the organization to be a part of that. If they're bringing something that feels good back to the activity, and you know what? Every core needs to be great. We need every core to be awesome every year. So
Right.
when people say it just feels great to have the cadets back, you're like, all right, cool, cool, thanks. Is that we have like the prop line. It's these 12 large compass needle turnstiles that kind of go on a diagonal, dividing the field in half, so to speak. And throughout really the first 2/3 of the show, Tim, someone or some peoples are always on the other side. No matter how hard we try to connect or unify, there's always a group of people who are on the other side of the turnstiles, on the prop line, so to speak. And there's a lot of front field, back field. Obviously, we have two different colors to the uniform. The back, the black velvet, so we draw the curtain and close people off, or we invite people in. And that's the symbol, I guess, of the disjunction. The fact that no matter how hard we try, no matter how fast or appealing or loud or soft or the music is or the events are, there's always someone left behind. Um, it's not until we get to this ballad piece. It's called Arabatur. It's not until we get to the ballad, and at the risk of sounding really corny on your podcast, it's not until we actually um, address love. It's not until dissonance turns to consonance, angularity turns into line, and that anger or muscle turns into love, and we become soft and vulnerable. That's when the first time in the show that the full core is in front of the prop line. It's during the ballad, and it's I mean it's pageantry Maximus, uh, but it's genuine. It really comes from a really I think heartfelt place. And I think once we cross that prop line in the second half of the show, I think that's where the emotion starts coming in like droves. If that kind of makes any sense.
It makes perfect sense, and I so appreciate you explaining that because the next time I watch it this weekend, I'm going to watch for that because I probably unconsciously
Yeah.
responded to that, but I'm going to watch for that because that's such a smart design element. And listen, there's nothing corny about talking about the emotion in the show and how it's planned and the fact that there's some love there, because that's, like you said, we can all use it. I love that.
Watch the rest of this conversation in its entirety at marchingartseducation.com/DCI2018. Find more interviews with the design staff members of other top DCI cores at marchingartseducation.com/DCI2018. We are offering a special discount for DCI fans. Use coupon code DCI2018 at checkout to receive free access to any paid video or webinar at marchingartseducation.com. And find many free videos and webinars available now. Have your best season ever by learning from the top professionals in the marching arts at marchingartseducation.com.